It's a great day for racing here at Le Castellet, and the drivers are making their final preparations on the grid. Let's hope for a thrilling contest then here at the French Grand Prix. A lap of Paul Ricard then consists of 15 corners and a total length of around 3.6 miles. Drivers will need to position their cars carefully on the exit of the flat-out turn 10, ready for the double apex right-hander at 11. Watch out for potential overtaking action at the end of the start-finish straight and into the heavy braking zone of turn 8. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Perez, Lando Norris and Sainz, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Vettel, Nicholas Latifi and George Russell, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
What's going on, dudes? It's your dude, Jeremy Dude, and welcome back to the F1 2021 Championship season. Picking up where we left off, we've completed the Hungarian Grand Prix. No, Mexico Grand Prix. Sorry, I'm thinking Hungary again. But last week was Mexico, and we did a pretty decent job. Almost had a no, that's Hungary again. Sorry. Had some interesting racing, had some wet conditions at the start of the race and ended up dry at the end. So I had to switch from wet to dry tires, which I thought I could have found an opportunity to get a good, decent head start on the rest of the pack, but they all ended up with the same idea. So I ended up, I think, fourth once again, with the two Red Bulls up front, Verstappen taking the win, and he starts on pole here as well. And I start P5. I feel pretty strong, even after the practice mode where I have been pretty decent with a few laps in with the hard tires and the medium tires. And I felt like those two tire compounds have been my strong point. I've been struggling to get the soft tires correctly into the corners, but I just having to get my brain into the right timing to get into the corners correctly. So that's a mishap I need to fix on this track. But other than that, I feel pretty confident on this track, because I can feel like I can pull off some great lap times, some good decent pace ahead of the pack behind me, as I end up behind Perez, who also had a bit of a moment in practice session where I believe he got collided with Vettel, ended up retiring in practice. A bit of confirmation proves on the track where there was a loose tire on the track, and for some reason it didn't affect me because it was just sitting there with the tire. But apparently Perez retired, and it eventually led to Vettel taking a great penalty for causing a collision. I couldn't find the opportunity to find what happened or a little scene to it, but that's just how it is. That's all the information you can get from me from practice. And like I said, P5 for me. Verstappen and Hamilton start on the front row, like always. And with Bottas and Perez picking up the second row, I'll be trying to make some early moves first corner, just like last week. Hopefully I don't get tagged sideways by Perez again. Apparently I missaid that it was Verstappen that turned me. It was Perez. My apologies, because I didn't realize Perez was ahead of him before the first corner, but now I do. So hopefully we'll have a good race for this one. Pit strategy wise, we're pitting on lap 4 and lap 15. Gonna lower the fuel load. Hopefully I can get like quick, decent pit stops to get out early. For that, but hopefully this will be interesting. Trying to make it balanced for my car, and I've upped my car performance-wise just to help me gain some more speed in the straight lines, but who knows. So without further ado, let's jump right into the race. This is 5 lights, and I forgot to mention this is the French Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go, and everybody gets a good, decent start. The Leclerc, I believe, or Sainz got a very great start. And now, going into the corner, Hamilton locks up. 2 Mercedes are side by side, and Hamilton stays ahead of Bottas for now. I'm going to try make a move somewhere. Oh no! Not again! That's the second race in a row I've turned sideways. Now I'm back of the pack. Jeez, stop spinning, you stupid car. Oh my god, that's the second race in a row that's happened to me. Why did I go for a lunge? That was on me. I should have been more careful. God damn it, now I'm gonna lose this race for sure, and for a podium spot. I don't know what went wrong for me, to be honest. I thought I had a good, decent pace to make a lunge, but apparently I was too far back, and they braked later than I expected, so that was on me for trying to make a lunge. I should have backed off. What was I thinking? So now I'm gonna definitely lose a lot in this race. I need to stop going for it. This is the corner I always struggle with because I cannot find the good, decent length and speed from that corner. Jeez. I'm already frustrated. This is really pissing me off. Verstappen leads the first pack as I'm all the way far back away from the pack. I need to find some way to catch back up. Alright, I'm just about to catch up to Mazepin, back of the pack. I am so frustrated. I should have went back in time to re-fix my problem, but I just became a moron and tried to go for it. So now, gonna pit on lap 4 to change tires immediately because apparently my soft tires won't last very long. Oh jeez, I didn't realize how slippery that curve is. But anyways, just about to catch up to Mazepin. Hopefully, once we go through pit stops, some of the cars ahead will get held up by slower drivers who are yet to pit later on.
We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
Yeah, really not going to make much of a difference. By the way, I forgot to mention this is the French Grand Prix here in France. Paul Ricard, famous name. Now this is what I was trying to do on Bottas, but I was too far back and he braked later than I expected, so. But
no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Surprising for me is that I have like the fastest sector 1 as confirmation from practice and qualifying, so pretty interesting that it's happened to me. So yeah, as you can see, Vettel is back here. He took a grip penalty from his collision with Perez earlier. I hope that collision has lowered Perez's confidence level, because he is 1 point behind me in the point standings, and he could overtake me this race. As I'm trying to make the move on Mick Schumacher, who Vettel got around. Going around the outside, possibly. Taking a lot of curb in the process. Still side by side with him. Now gonna take the advantage on the inside line. And there we go. Both passes around. As I collect DRS, try to get past Vettel if I can.
We're boxing this lap. Give us the best in-lap you can.
I will. Ooh, big traffic here. Latifi is there, holding up some of the guys ahead of me. Gonna go around the outside, move to the inside if I can. Ooh! Make a double overtake here. Nice. As Russell got around his teammate Latifi, as I got around him by the time he passed him. So that's pretty good. Oh, and Latifi's got DRS on me, as I have DRS as well. Oh boy, this is not gonna look good. Okay, just staying ahead of Latifi. I was worried he might turn me. I'm gonna save ERS here, use it for the longer game. I'm gonna go around the outside, possibly. Nope. Oh man. Jeez, Russell, I'm right on his rear. I'm giving him a bit of bumpage. I hope that didn't give me too much damage. As I'm gonna go pit. There we go. Alright, let's get a good, decent, fast pit stop here. Man, I so wish I didn't do that. It's just like Mexico. Like, I brake in very late, trying to make a lunge overtake, and it bites me. Except that race was not my fault, because I had a good, decent drive, and Perez just turned into me. That time was all. This time it was all on me. I went too late, made a late move, and I got myself turned when Bottas came across. So now I'm on the medium tires, back of the pack again. So I'm gonna try and salvage the damage. Looks like one of the Alpines is holding up my teammate Ricciardo and the two Ferraris. Wonder who that is. Possibly Ocon, who is at his who. By the way, this is his home track, and so is Pierre Gasly's as well. So the two French drivers at their home track here, and also his home track for the Alpine team as well. So now, gonna try and catch up to the pack, and try to get some early overtakes, and try to get to the long game if I can. Okay, I set the fastest time somehow, which is pretty good, but I want to be up front, which is not looking good at the moment. God, I'm just all over the place, and I cutted that corner. I definitely deserve that warning. I just why am I not looking good at the moment? I was feeling confident, and now this is turning bad for me. At least I'm catching up to the guys ahead of me, including my teammate Ricciardo, who I can see that is getting held up a lot, and Sainz, one of the Ferraris. See if I can catch up to them and try to make a move on them, if possible. Alright, just about to pass Mazepin again, because he hasn't pitted yet. It's very slow. Trying to get around him here. There we go.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
It does, but I need more spots here. Hopefully I can catch up to my teammate here, and Gasly and Sainz, which I can see them ahead of me. Alright, I'm just about behind Gasly now, and I think I see Sainz making a move on one of the slower cars. See a lot of guys trying to overtake each other, and oh jeez, bit of a mishap from Sainz, and Ricciardo's gotten ahead of Schumacher. So that's a driver who's holding these guys up. I thought Sainz was gonna overtake him, but apparently he did not. Almost caused a few guys to go off a little bit. So now I'm gonna try and make a move here, down the inside. Jeez, Gasly, you didn't give me enough room. There we go, now going on the outside of Sainz. Man, I am so good at overtaking in the slower corners. I'm gonna go the outside of Schumacher, cut to the inside to this corner, and there we go. Now I'm right behind my teammate Ricardo, who's getting held up by Latifi. So let's see if I can make a move soon. Oh, he's making a move. Latifi tries to block the inside, but Ricardo's got to go around the outside and pass Latifi. Well done, my teammate. And let's see if I can do the same here. Blocking the inside. Gonna make a late lunge around the outside, and that works so well for me. I don't know why I braked there, but apparently that's going to allow Ricardo to pull away. But I am going to get DRS off him. Going to try to catch up to him. And I can see Leclerc ahead of me. Oh, ahead of us, I should say. And he's getting held up as well. Like I said, slower drivers are holding some of the faster cars ahead of me, so that gives me a breathing room. Just hang around the outside, that's fine. A good decent speed there, so that's fine. Right behind Ricardo here. Trying to make a wider approach, possibly. I'm not gonna stay behind. And there's Leclerc, we're right behind him, and he's getting held up by Russell. He's gonna make a move, and I'm gonna try and make a move on my teammate Ricardo here. If possible. Here we go, late lunge works for me. Alright, now I'm going to try and make a move on Leclerc. Oh, jeez, nope. Not ending up the same position as I was earlier. Yes, I'll definitely take that warning collision because I was a bit too close to him, nudged his wheel, and nearly turned me around again, but luckily I managed to keep the car straight. But I shouldn't be being so aggressive early on. So that's my mistake. Oh jeez! How was Russell getting this how was Russell getting that speed entering the corner off Leclerc? Because Leclerc was ahead of him before the corner, and he just went sailing around the outside as my teammate tries to pass me around the outside, but I'm holding him off. There. Now what's my option here? Oh jeez, no, Ricardo, don't do that! Oh my god, we went 3 wide in that corner. Not a good idea, but somehow got lucky to get ahead of both of them. My god, that was dangerous. There we go, sailing around the outside, cut to the inside. And there we go. Gonna get DRS and pull away. Man, I'm so good at sailing around these guys. Kimi Raikkonen comes to the pits, so I gain a spot. I'm up to 12. I'm right behind Alonso and Giovinazzi here, and now reposition ourselves back to our normal positions. I'm back up to 8th. A good recovery for me early on. See if I can keep that going. See, like I said, I'm really good on this track. Just happened to be unlucky on that first lap. Gonna go for the inside move on Alonso. Did not give me enough room. Possibly didn't see me make a lunge. But that's okay. As long as I'm ahead, that's all that matters. So now I'm gonna get DRS on Giovinazzi. He's gonna try and block, but not enough. Oh, was there a little bit of contact there? Can't quite tell for sure. I keep corner cutting that corner. Not enough for the FIA to throw me. Oh no, not again!
DRS, you won't be able to open the rear wing. We're
what?
working on a fix. Stay out. Our gap to the car in front is 8.
Why is this happening to me lately? Like, why? I don't understand this game lately. I had DRS to disabled at the Hungarian Grand Prix, and now it's happened again to me at this race. Like, what is happening here? This is nutsos. Hopefully they'll fix it before I come up to the next opponent ahead of me.
At the moment, just focus on the driving.
Alrighty. So now I'm back up to P5, back into the top 5 where I started on pole. Sorry, not on pole, in qualifying. Started P5, I'm racing a P5 at the moment. As I'm trying to catch up to Bottas and Perez ahead of me. Which I'm hoping they'll be slow enough for me to catch up. We'll see.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
Alrighty then. Gonna pit this lap for hard tires. Hopefully it'll help me gain on these guys. And maybe when the guys ahead of me pit for a second stop, I'll be able to gain some speed on them while they're being held up. So hopefully that'll happen once next round of pit stops happen. Alright, into the pits I come. Almost missed it. Alright, in I go. Bottas pits for hard tires as well, so he's not going to get held up, I don't think. A lot of drivers will stay ahead. We'll see if they'll get ahead of him. And hopefully he'll be held up.
Go, go, go.
Alright, good pit stop. My DRS is still disabled, so I'm not going to gain any speed once I get behind drivers. So hopefully I just get lucky.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for
Alright.
dangerous driving if you cross over into
About
the
to exit pits. And away I go. Up, I'm in 12th. Gonna try and push and try to gain some time on the guys ahead of me.
green flag.
Alright. There was green flags going on. Must have been an incident just then ahead of me. My teammate Ricardo is now pitting. Definitely going to be ahead of him after those next rounds of pit stops.
Daniel's in for his stop.
Yep, Daniel is definitely in, so I don't know where I'm going to be to try and get ahead of these guys. But we'll see. Alright, just about behind Stroll now. I'm right on his rear. About to try to pass him on this straightaway, which I reckon I'm going to have a good decent drive. And my DRS is now back on, so I'm going to be passing Stroll easily. As he tries to block, oh, almost pushed me off, actually. Naughty Stroll. I did not like that. So now, oh, there's yellow flags ahead of me. Oh, is that one of the Ferraris? Yeah, it looks like one of the Ferraris is in trouble, as Stroll is trying to pass me. How did he find the gap there? Probably not going to matter too much. Oh, Charles Leclerc is out of the race. Jeez, what a bummer. Oh my gosh! Oh my god, making a dive on the inside is just too dangerous for me. I can't work the angle. And somehow Stroll is staying ahead of me. I'm gonna try and make the lunge on the inside. There we go. Better time, and I've got DRS, so I'll be able to pull away from him. That was much better.
Gap to car in front is 4.3 seconds.
It looks like there's another incident in the same area where Charles Leclerc retired. It looks like one of the Williams, I believe. Yeah, it looks like one of the Williams is in trouble. I believe that's Nicholas Latifi, who just had trouble there. Must have spun around at the time, so I guess that's a bit of a bummer for him. As I'm trying to catch up to Ocon and Tsunoda.
Behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
I will be keeping this up if I don't want to cut too hard. It's very tight. A bit wide there, that's not good. I don't think I'll be able to catch up to the two Mercedes and Perez ahead of me. Verstappen's long gone. I don't know how he got that pace. Probably because of the two Mercedes went side by side at the first lap. I think that's what happened. As I'm behind Ocon and Tsunoda, about under 2 seconds towards them, as I'm trying to catch up to them. 7 laps to go here at the French Grand Prix here in Paul Ricard.
Catching the car ahead, but remember we need to get to the end of the race on these tires.
Don't worry, my tires will last to the end. I promise you that. So I'm trying to pass Ocon and Tsunoda here. I'm just about too far away to go for it this time, as I've learned from my mistakes. Oh, there we go. That time Ocon gave me enough room for me to pass. Now I have DRS to try and pass Tsunoda here for P5. Go right up his tail. Alright. Better not screw me over like Hungary, Tsunoda. I'm gonna give myself enough space so I can try to get around him somewhere. Maybe here, possibly? Oh, no. A bit too close to Tsunoda. Did I pick up any damage?
We're expecting rain in around
Nope.
10 to 15 minutes.
Rain in 10 to 15 minutes? Definitely not gonna happen. There's no rain gonna possibly come around, but around the last few laps. So, it's gonna be dry out as I make a move on Tsunoda. And I stick the corner, there we go. There we go. Alright, now I'm in P5. Possibly no way for me to catch up to Bottas now, so I'm gonna do everything I can to try to at least stay with P5 for the remaining laps of this race. 3 laps to go here at the French Grand Prix in France. Definitely gonna be taking P5. As you can see, the 2 Red Bulls and 2 Mercedes have pulled away so far from me. I wish I didn't have that problem earlier, tangling with Bottas and spinning myself around. I wish I could have had a chance to possibly a podium again. But, you know, these things happen. I get unlucky, and they end up taking things away from me. But anyways, just about to finish up this race and I'll be done, and I'll try to focus on the next race and see if I can get a podium from the next race. Alright, final lap here for the French Grand Prix. As you can see, Verstappen has pulled away from the rest of the pack. He is leading this race.
Final lap of the race.
And he's definitely going to win this race. Somehow Red Bull have gotten enough pace in their cars to get ahead of Mercedes. With Hamilton in 2nd, Perez in 3rd, Bottas in 4th, I'm in 5th, Tsunoda is in 6th, Ocon is 7th. I'm pulling away from those 2 as they're still swapping around. I believe Lance Stroll is in 9th at the moment, and Sainz is in 10th for the final spot at the moment. And I lost my fastest lap point from Verstappen, who just got taken by Hamilton just then, so he's got the fastest lap at the moment. As Verstappen now takes the fastest lap and wins here at the French Grand Prix here in France at Paul Ricard. Well deserved by Verstappen once again. He's showing pace throughout this race and showing the same amount of pace as he's had from last race in Mexico. I feel like this race has been the same thing for me in Mexico, so I hope I can learn my mistake and try to fix it and not make the same mistake, and hopefully I could gain some extra speed in the next race as I come home to take 5th place. Not what I was expecting but it is good enough for me after being knocked down in the first lap,
Pick up rubber and bring it
being
up.
from the back of the grid to P5. A great performance by me. Could have been any higher, but that's just how the game was. Yuki Tsunoda takes the driver of the day,
Great race then.
and there you go. Red Bull are up top for this race. Man,
Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition
I just
today?
had to try and stay
Well, time management probably played
within
quite a large role in
my
this one.
pace
As ever,
and
it's
not
just about
overdo it.
speed, it's all about maintaining that
I've been
speed
being so
consistently
aggressive
over stint, over
lately.
race
I've been
distance. So
making
being able to
moves
keep up the lap
that are
times
just
while
like
still
so
being
aggressive
smooth on
that the
controls
cars
and
just
get up on the
don't
tyres. That's really
allow
where
it.
the race was won
They
today.
just try to force you because sometimes they don't see you at the time when you're
Drivers are
coming.
en route to the podium as we speak. What a
But yeah, as
fantastic win
Verstappen
for
wins,
the Red
both
Bull
Red
team.
Bull
They
drivers
performed
on the
exceptionally
podium
today, keeping us
definitely
firmly
keep
on the edge
getting
of our
them an
seats throughout
advantage.
The entirety of the race.
And that definitely means Perez will get ahead of me in the driver's standings as well after that. I don't know if Bottas will be any closer, but it's definitely going to help me try to stay within. I think I'm going to try and at least gain some podiums and maybe go for a higher position than some of the lead drivers. But yeah, that's your results for today, guys. I really wish I would have done better, but that's just how it is.
Max
So
Verstappen should be
Max
pleased with his
Verstappen
performance,
takes the win here at the
making gains at the top
French
of the
Grand
table.
Prix here in
Let's
France.
focus on the
Takes the
driver of
fastest
the day.
lap as
Anthony
well.
Davidson.
Lewis Hamilton
Who do you
takes
get?
second. Sergio
Yuki
Perez
Tsunoda
takes
gets
third
my
for the
vote
final
today.
podium spot.
Well,
Valtteri
so
Bottas
into
takes
another
fourth. I
fantastic
take
weekend
fifth.
of
Yuki
racing.
Tsunoda takes
Thanks to
sixth.
everyone who joined
Esteban
us,
Ocon
and we'll
seventh.
see you
Fernando
for the next
Alonso
one.
eighth. Pierre Gasly ninth, and Lance Stroll rounds up the top 10. So apparently I didn't see Alonso in the other Alpine did very well, and my teammate drops down to 13th. Not a good performance by him. He's lacking pace in this season for me. So bit of unlucky moments, and very unlucky for Charles Leclerc, who had mechanical problems. So he's out of this race. So looking at the standings, Max Verstappen leads by 24 points over Hamilton. Perez definitely passes me for third, just only by 4 points, and I'm about 9 points ahead of Bottas. So still close battle between me, Perez, and Bottas. I'm gonna try and fight for a third spot over Perez and Bottas. That's my main goal for this season. For constructors standings, obviously third place as well. And Esteban Ocon and Yuki Tsunoda move up as a few other drivers drop down, including my teammate and Sainz. And looking at the constructors standings, we stay up in third place. AlphaTauri get ahead of Ferrari. That's a bit of a shock to see by 1 point. So that's going to help us pull away from Ferrari. See if we can keep that going through the remainder of this season. Hopefully we can get third for the constructors. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and the host channel go. If you guys liked this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you guys have suggestions, make sure to comment down below. Next episode, we're going to move on to the next race. Hopefully I do well there. This race definitely gave me some good confidence on making overtakes, whether by inside or outside. Making good, decent moves, getting advantage on the slow drivers that hold up the faster cars. Hopefully we'll get more entertainment like that. Hopefully I can get a podium chance next week and see if I can get a good, decent pace to get that podium spot. But until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.